Hi class, welcome back. Nandito na naman tayo sa panibago natin lesson. For the topic for week 7, ang i-discuss natin o ang pag-aaralan natin ngayon ay about sa regular maintenance and servicing of the power tools and electrical tools. Bago natin simulan, alamin muna natin ano yung mga learning objectives natin. For the first objective, familiarize with the different types of lubricant used in maintenance. And second, perform proper maintenance and procedure in servicing power tools. And number 3, value the importance of the maintenance procedure in servicing power tools. So before we discuss the lesson proper, let's check first kung ano na yung mga alam ninyo sa lesson natin na to. So simulan natin. So meron akong pinipare dito na multiple choice. 5 question to, class. So sagutan natin to. So, isulat ninyo ang mga sagot ninyo sa inyong notebook at bukas sa follow-up discussion natin via Google Meet, doon natin checkan yung mga sagot ninyo sa activity na ito. Okay? Let's start, class. What action can be carried out to retain an item or to restore its functional condition? You have 10 seconds to answer, class. Nandito ang mga choices natin. We have A. Corrective maintenance, B. Emergency maintenance, C. Maintenance, D. Repair and maintenance. Sulat ninyo ang sagot nyo sa notebook. Okay, for the second question, class. This is a kind of planned maintenance that is performed in order to ensure that tools are operating properly and efficiently. You have 10 seconds to answer, class. The choices are A. Corrective maintenance, B. Emergency maintenance, C. Preventive maintenance, and then D. Repair and maintenance. Okay, for the third question, class, we have it can also be used as a major component aside from other base oil. You have 10 seconds to answer, class. Letter A, liquid lubricant, B, oil, C, vegetable oil, D, water. Okay, and then let's move on to the fourth question, class. These are primarily derived from plants and animals. You have 10 seconds to answer, class. The choices are A, liquid lubricant, B, oil, C, vegetable oil, D, water. Okay, and then for the last question, class, what is the process of thinking about the activities required to achieve a desired goal? A, clean, C, maintenance, B, planning, D, working. Okay, i-secure na natin ang mga sagot natin sa notebook natin at bukas sa ating follow-up discussion, checkan natin yan. Okay, for the lesson proper, class, gusto kong itanong sa inyo, isipin nyo mabuti muna sa oras na to, ano nga ba ang maintenance? At ano din ba ang objective nito? Bakit ba tayo may maintenance? So, isave ninyo yung mga idea ninyo at sa ating follow-up discussion via Google Meet, doon natin ibibigay yung mga idea na nabuo ninyo para masagot ang mga tanong na ito. Ano nga ba ang maintenance? Ano nga ba ang objective niya? Tingnan natin. Ang sagot is maintenance is a function whose objective is to ensure fullest availability of production, equipment, utility, and related facilities at optimal cost and under satisfactory condition of quality, safety, and protection of the environment. The principle of preventive maintenance is anticipation. So, yan siya. Sabi nga dito, class, ang maintenance daw is hindi lang siya basta ginagawa para lang para mapagod lang tayo, para may gawin lang tayo, kundi ito ay ginagawa para mapanatiling maayos ang mga bagay na nasa paligid natin o ginagamit natin. Hindi lang to applicable sa ating mga tools, applicable din to sa anumang bagay na ginagamit natin. So, kailangan natin silang panatilihin para sa oras na kakailanganin natin sila is maayos natin sila magagamit at hindi tayo mahihirapan at hindi din magiging dahilan ito ng pagkasira o pwede ding maging hazard sila kapag hindi natin sila na alagaan ng maayos. Lalo-lalo na sa mga electrical tools. Kailangan natin silang i-maintenance para yung function nila is magagamit natin ng maayos at 100% na makakatulong sila sa mga tasks na kailangan natin gawin. Maintenance is an action carried out to retain an item in or to restore its to its functional condition. And regular maintenance and servicing of the power tools and electric tools will help to ensure that they operate with optimus efficient at all time. Okay? This will not only help to keep tools operating cost low, but it can also increase tools safety and reliability. So tatandaan natin class, maintenance procedure, the first thing to do in any preventive maintenance system is to use your eyes, nose, ears, experience, and judgment. Follow your instinct or your keen observation on an equipment when doing preventive maintenance. So, bakit nga ba kailangan gamitin ng mga eyes, nose, ears, at experience natin at ang ating judgment? Kasi class, sila ang magagamit natin para ma-evaluate natin kung ano yung mga dapat gawing maintenance sa isang specific tools or power tools na gagamitin natin. Sila din ang mag-identify kung ano yung status ng isang bagay, kung kailangan bang ayusin, kailangan bang palitan. Kaya kailangan maayos natin maobserba gamit ang ating mata, ang ating pang-amoy, ang ating pandinig, at yung mga na-experience na nating mga bagay sa paggamit ng tools na yon. Kasi the more na na-experience natin ang isang bagay na paggamit ng isang tools, mas malalaman natin kung ano yung mga normal na operation nila o dun sa mga panahon na meron ng abnormalidad sa paggamit ng tools natin. Planned maintenance. Number 1. Preventive maintenance is performed in order to ensure that tools are operating properly and efficiently. Okay? And then, another planned maintenance is corrective maintenance is performed in order to correct a failure. And then number 3, emergency maintenance is necessary to put the item at hold immediately to avoid serious consequences such as the loss of product, extensive damage and asset, and for safety reason. So, yan yung tatlo na planned maintenance natin. Again, meron tayong mga preventive maintenance, corrective maintenance, at emergency maintenance. The following features contribute to safety and economic lubricating machine tool. Number 1. Plate-on machines clearly show the grade of lubricant quantities and interval are required. The machine name and model should be visible. So sa mga machine tools natin class, meron tayong makikita mga plate kung saan magkakaroon tayo ng idea o pwede makapagbigay sa atin ng mga basic ideas regarding sa kung anong tools yung ating ginagamit o machine tools na ating ginagamit. So, doon din natin makikita yung mga grade ng lubricant o gaano kadaming lubricant ang kailangan ilagay sa mga machine na ito. Second is, maintain the proper level of lubrication reservoir. And then, at the same time, for number 3, suitable method of lubrication should be followed to minimize or prevent metal-to-metal contact at all time. So, kailangan natin ng lubrication, lalo sa mga machine, kasi the more na wala silang lubrication, magkakaroon o malaki ang possibility na magkaroon ng pagkiskisan ng dalawang pyesa o ng dalawang metal na possible na magkaroon ng damage. So, kaya dahil sa lubrication, nagkakaroon ng madulas na proseso dahil hindi direkta nagkakaroon ng contact ang dalawang pyesa o ang dalawang metal. So, yun siya. And then number 4, sufficient lubricant capacity is needed to prevent overheating and thermal distortion of machine tools structure. O kailangan din ang tamang dami ng lubrication para maiwasan mag-overheat ng ating mga machine tools na ginagamit. Okay? And then for number 5, adequate sealing should be properly observed. Install provision for removal of contaminant collected by the lubricants. So, kailangan din na meron din maayos na filter o yung tinatawag nating pagsasala ng lubricant sa loob ng machine na ginagamit natin. Kasi, the more na ginagamit ng matagal ang lubricant, dumudumi din ito. So, kaya kailangan na may filter din ang ating mga machine tools para malinis din ang ating mga lubricant na nilalagay sa loob ng ating machine tools. Types of lubricant. We have liquid, solid, grease, and phase. Yan yung iba't ibang klase ng mga lubricant na ginagamit sa industry. And then types of lubricant. Types of lubricant. Liquid lubricant, a lanolin or natural water repellent. Lanolin is derived from a wool grease and a safety alternative of those common petrochemical-based lubricant. These lubricants are also preventive agents against corrosion. Next is we have water. It can also be used as a major component aside from other base oil. And we have also the vegetable oil. These are primarily derived from plants and animals. So those are the three types of lubricants. And we have the purpose of lubricating. Lubricating perform the following key function. First is keep movable part apart, reduce friction, transfer heat, carries away contaminant and debris, transmit power, protect against wear, and prevent corrosion. So yan ang dapat nyo tandaan na naitutulong ng mga lubricant o paglalagay ng lubricating sa mga electrical tools natin or sa mga power tools natin. Last, let's have an activity. In this activity, we need to identify the tool's defect, explain the possible remedy, and what will be the remark after applying the remedy. I will show you a 3 image ng tools, and then i-observe nyo lang kung ano yung mga defects nila, isulat ninyo, and then alamin ninyo kung ano yung mga possible remedy. Pag sinabing remedy class, ano yung mga pwede nating gawin para maayos yung mga tools na to o mabalik sila sa kanilang functional status nila. So the first image for the first example of tools is the electric drill. Can you identify what is the defect? Write it on your notebook and then think what is the best remedy to do to keep the tools functional. Let's move to the next image. The second tools is a lineman pliers, or we have the pliers. Can you identify the problem? What will be the possible remedy class? Write it on your notebook, and then tomorrow in our follow-up discussion, i-discuss natin yan. Okay? Then for the third image, we have a claw hammer. Can you identify the defects of the tools class? Write it on your notebook. And during our follow-up discussion, i-discuss natin lahat ang mga na-observe ninyo na defect ng tools, and then i-discuss din natin ano yung mga best remedies para mabalik sila sa functional status nila. Okay, let's move on for our written works. Yan. So, in this written works, 30% of your grade, please answer what's more and assessment. So, I have prepared a Google form para po sa written works natin. After our follow-up discussion tomorrow is you can access the Google Classroom and then click nyo yung ating week 7 na assessment. Dun nyo sasagutan sa Google Forms ang activity na ito. Para magkaroon kayo ng idea kung ano yung mga activity natin bukas sa ating Google Forms, sagutan natin ang what's more na ito. So, for letter A, write the initial that is being referred to in the following sentence. Write your answer on a separate notebook or paper. So, dito class, kailangan nyo pumili sa mga sagot natin. It could be PM for preventive maintenance, PLM for planned maintenance, CM for corrective maintenance, and LL for liquid lubricant, and then EM for emergency maintenance. So these are the choices. Okay? And then for the questions class, it is an action carried out to restore an item at its acceptable condition. For number 1 yon class. And then for the second question, it is lanolin or natural water repellent, lanolin which is derived from a wool grease and a safe alternative of this more common petrochemical based lubricant. And then for the number 3, it is performed in order to prevent the failure before they develop into a breakdown. And then for number 4, it is performed in order to correct a failure. And then number 5, it is the first step of any preventive maintenance system. Don't forget to write your answer in a separate notebook class. And for tomorrow, kapag in-access nyo na yung Google Forms natin, madali nyo nang masasagutan ang ating activity na to. And then, for the second part naman ng ating written works, we have the assessment. This is a multiple choice. For the direction class, encircle the letter of the correct answer. But remember class, you are not allowed to write anything on your module. So, write it on your separate sheet of paper. For the number 1 question, why it is important to apply sufficient lubricant capacity to the machine tool's structure? For letter A, it is needed to prevent damage. Letter B, it is needed to prevent overheating. Letter C, it is needed to prevent thermal distortion. Letter D, it is needed to prevent overheating and thermal distortion. And then number 2, which of the following is not the purpose of lubricating? Letter A, produce heat. Letter B, reduce friction. Letter C, keep movable part apart. Letter D, carries away contaminant and debris. And then number 3, what do you need to perform in order to ensure that tools are operating properly and efficiently? Letter A, corrective maintenance. Letter B, emergency maintenance. Letter C, preventive maintenance. And letter D, repair and maintenance. Let's move to the fourth question. This is performed in order to correct a failure. Letter A, corrective maintenance. Letter B, emergency maintenance. Letter C, preventive maintenance. And letter D, repair and maintenance. Number 5, this is what we do to put the item at hold to avoid serious consequence. Letter A, corrective maintenance. Letter B, emergency maintenance. Letter C, preventive maintenance. And letter D, repair and maintenance. So class, lahat po yan ay sasagutan natin sa Google Form after ng follow-up discussion natin. It is better to write your answer on your notebook para during na in-access natin ang Google Form natin, mabilis na tayo makakapagsagot. And then for our performance task, 70% of your grade, please answer the additional activity. In this activity, cleaning and lubricating pliers. Direction, create a photo collage of your work on how to clean and lubricate your pliers and put a caption on each photo. The file format can be JPEG, Docs, PowerPoint, or naka-PDF. So class, dito sa activity nito, kakailangan natin ng mga tools na ito o materials na to. Kailangan natin ng soft rag, lubricating oil, fine and paper, rust remover. Tools naman natin is lineman pliers, long nose pliers, personal protective equipment, gloves, goggles, and dust. So yan ang mga kakailanganin natin para ma-perform natin tong activity na to. Kung wala kayo, pwede kayo manghiram sa mga kakilala ninyo o sa mga kamag-anak ninyo. Para naman sa procedure, kailangan ninyong masunod ito. Ito yung mga mismong gagawin ninyo para ma-perform ninyo ng maayos yung paglilinis ng mga electrical pliers natin. So, dito is kailangan nyo lang picturean yung proseso para ma-demonstrate kung nasunod nyo ba talaga yung tamang proseso ng paglilinis ng mga pliers natin. Kailangan picturean ninyo, kailangan din lagyan nyo ng caption kung ano yung ginagawa nyo dun sa larawan na to. Kailangan nyo gumawa ng photo collage. So, para sa procedure, discuss natin. We have 11-step class. For the number 1, prepare the materials needed. Ihanda lahat ng mga tools natin. Kailangan nasa isa-isang lugar na madali nating makuha. Okay? Number 2, select, identify stock-up pliers. So, kailangan check natin kung ano yung mga stock-up pliers na lilinisan natin o ano ba yung mga parte ng pliers na kailangan natin pagpukusan ng panahon na paglilinis natin. Number 3, wear the appropriate personal protective equipment. Don't forget class na kailangan nyo maglagay ng mga personal protective equipment para during the process is maiwasan natin yung mga unnecessary event. Okay? For number 4, clean the rusty part with the fine sandpaper. So sa number 4 step, kailangan nating linisan gamit ang sandpaper yung mga parte ng pliers natin na may kalawang. And then number 5, wipe out the loosened rust. So kailangan natin punasan para matanggal yung mga nalihan na nating kalawang at makita natin kung ano pa yung parte na kailangan pa nating lihahin. And then number 6, apply oil on insulated part, especially on the jaw with both handle in upward position to prevent the oil to drip down the insulation. So kailangan dito sa part na to class, kailangan din natin maglagay ng konting oil doon sa pinakang jaw part ng ating pliers, lalo kung i-stack up ito, kailangan natin siyang patakan dun sa part na yon para lumambot yung parte na yon at ma-move natin yung jaw ng ating pliers. For number 7, move the handle in and out direction with both hands. So, yung handle ng ating pliers class, hahawakan natin siya and then para i-close natin and then i-open natin siya. Sa simula, maganit siya kasi may kalawang. The more na nilagyan na natin siya ng oil at inulit-ulit natin itong process na to, luluwag din yung process na yan. Okay? Number 8, wipe out the dirt and excess lubricant. So, kailangan nating linisan yung mga tumagas na oil para hindi na siya kumalat sa iba pang part ng ating pliers. So, punasan natin siya ng tuyong basahan. Number 9, repeat the step 4 and 5 until the jaw loosen well. So, kung hindi pa ganun siya ka-loose yung ating jaw ng ating pliers, pwede nating ulitin ang number 4 and number 5 na process. And then number 10, store them in a tool cabinet. So, kung tapos na natin silang linisan, kailangan itabi na natin sila. Pwede natin silang ilagay sa mga toolbox natin or sa isang location na kung saan safe sila mailalagay. And then number 11, observe good housekeeping. Pag tapos na tayo maglinis class, kailangan na natin linisin ang lahat na nagamit natin para hindi din maging hazard yung mga naiwan nating kalat. Okay? So class, yan yung mga activity na gagawin natin for the additional activity in the process ng lubricating ng ating pliers. So sana magawa ninyo ng maayos. To evaluate your performance task class, please be guided ng ating rubrics na to para matulungan kayo kung saan nyo kailangan mag-focus. Okay? So for the assessment criteria, we have the procedure, we have the accuracy, we have the method, and speed. So, i-evaluate natin sila base sa criteria natin, and then we have the points for very satisfactory is 5 points, satisfactory is 3 points, and need improvement is 1 point. So, yan po yung ating magiging guide para perfectly ma-perform natin yung ating pong performance task. Okay, so class, yan po ang ating week 7 na lesson. So, I am Herald and Reforma, your TLE teacher for electrical installation and maintenance. So, thank you class. See you tomorrow in a follow-up discussion.